What's going on, guys? It is Shay here. Welcome back to another video, and today, everybody, I am here once again to announce something I have been working on. That's right. So, I have been working on another EP recently, and that EP is titled Malta Days. That is my newest EP that I have made, purely, of course, out of fun. I wanted to do this for fun. I wanted to do this because it was something I really wanted to do. And this EP features my guitar in it. It features this bad bitch right here. Features her in it. Oh man, I love this fucking guitar so much. Now, in my first EP I've ever released, which was Cocoa District, it didn't feature my guitar in it because, one, I didn't have my guitar with me, and two, even if I did have it with me, I don't know how I would have added it in there, because I actually tried to make another EP about, kind of like a sequel in a way to Cocoa District, but I couldn't come up with any good guitar riffs, and everything I played would be punk sounding. So instead, I did it again. I just kind of went on and made another EP that was more punk sounding. It sounds a little bit like post-punk and grunge a little bit, if you will. But yeah, so this is my guitar, of course, is the main thing that is featured on this, and of course my bass that I have, which is also right here. She isn't hooked up right now, but the bass right here, as you can see, I got a playing card over here. It's the, what is it, King of Hearts? Yeah. And fun fact, but I've actually made a single about I literally just titled it King of Hearts. Because I remember when I was naming that song, I looked at my guitar, or I looked at my bass, and I completely forgot I have the King of Hearts card up here. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just name it that. And speaking of that song, I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I want to mainly talk about Malta Days first. So right here, I am actually on my artist page for Bandcamp, and that is the album. The album cover I just found off of Pinterest. It looks like some SpongeBob kind of shit, but I just found it off of Pinterest, and I thought it looked amazing for an album cover. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Malta Days, and I guess you would say the background of how I made it, and what songs made the album and what songs did not make the EP. I meant to say EP. So Malta Days. Malta Days originally started out as a sequel to Cocoa District that I said earlier, because it was originally supposed to primarily feature a bass, like feature bass lines and whatnot. And I actually had, I think, two or three bass lines written for that. Actually, I think I maybe only had about two, maybe even one. I probably may just be over-exaggerating. But I actually had a bass line already made for a song, and I already had a drum beat, or I had a beat made for a song as well. But then I changed that drum track up and made it into, or repurposed it. I think I repurposed it for a song that is on Malta Days. Originally, I actually had, I think, 4 more songs on the threshing floor for Malta Days. And I will actually play some of those riffs in this video that I never got a chance to make into a song, because I didn't know where else I was going with it. I had a main riff. I couldn't come up with another part of, like, a part of a riff that would, you know, would kind of be, you know what I mean, man. I can't really bring the words out. 2 of those riffs were actually written for the album, or I keep saying album, it's an EP. But I wrote 2 riffs for the EP that were for songs that were originally going to be there, because originally I wanted there to be 6 songs, but there were only 4, just like how it was on Cocoa District. Fun fact, but one of the songs on Malta Days was originally not supposed to be on the EP, which was the first track of the album. I keep saying album, it's an EP. The first track off of the EP, which is Salvo Summer. And it was originally supposed to be released as a single. I was originally supposed to release a song as a single or something like that. And I never did. And I kind of remastered, not even remastered, because the song didn't even have any mastering to begin with. Well, for the software I use, they have like settings for, like, you know, or certain things you can like use to master your song with. But yeah, I don't think I even had it mastered at one point. So yeah, so it just sounded like crap, and now it sounds a tad bit, you know, like louder a little bit, but I don't know. This was all a really cool and really fun thing to do, and one of the riffs off of Malta Days was what is it? I've actually had that riff on hand, I think, for like a month at this point. Well, almost a month. I had it on hand for about 3 weeks, and I never really knew what I was gonna do with it. And yeah, but I will play 3 riffs that, if I'm correct, I remember I only know one part of the riff. I don't really remember anything else. And I'll only be playing on my guitar because I really don't feel like hooking up my bass right now and doing all that. I messed it up there, but it's supposed to be like, yeah. So in terms of like pedals that I use for this EP, I mainly used this pedal right here, which is a Boss Super Overdrive, aka Boss SD1. One of my all-time favorite guitar pedals. I just love this pedal so much. The color, the fact that it's an SD1. I remember at one point I wanted one of these and I got a used one. This is of course this right here, and may just be the only one I get until this breaks, which hopefully won't be anytime soon. But I use this pedal pretty much for both guitar and bass. For guitar, I kept it up here at this level, which is level at 12. Drive or gain at 3 o'clock, and tone at 3 o'clock. I call this preset Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. If anybody knows or gets that reference, I love you very much. And for bass, I just turn the gain all the way down to, just all the way off. I roll it all the way off so it can just act as a boost, because at this setting, like with my gain at 3 o'clock or at 8, my bass sounds like a song like King of Hearts, which I also will talk about, but I'll talk more about that, and I'll actually release that song as a single today, so I guess if anybody wants to check that out, stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is my baby. I love this fucking pedal, and I also utilized this pedal right here. This is a weird reverb pedal I bought off Amazon. It was like 15 bucks. But it actually is pretty cool. It has a whole bunch of reverb presets up here. You got hall, studio room, plate, flanger, echo. Flanger I know is not a reverb thing, but you have like a mix that you have up here. Like, the decay, like the decay and the mix. If anybody knows how it goes. I know I could probably just get like, a reverb pedal from like Boss or any other reverb pedal that's more expensive than this. Like an entry-level kind of one, but I wasn't planning on using this for the EP, but I did. And you also have echo, duck, which duck kind of effect, I guess, chorus, and you have lo-fi effect up here. But I used the plate preset up here, I think, is what I did. I don't really use this pedal like that. And also, just because I know I didn't use it up here on the EP, but I have a rat pedal, distortion pedal. I kind of wanted a Boss SD1 or Boss DS1 when I got the pedal, but I got a rat pedal, and this is just equally as good. I am very proud of this EP, dude, and it almost took me about 3 weeks to do, but it took a little bit longer than than Cocoa District did, because I was very motivated to do Cocoa District. And I think I worked on a song every day. I think it was every day. And I did it within a time span of less than a week. But here, it took me, I think actually almost about a month, because, I've had the riffs, I had a lot of my riffs on hand for about a month. So yeah, like, that kind of got in the way a little bit. But other than that, I am very, very proud of this EP, as I should be. And of course, just like with Cocoa District, very proud of it, So, and I got a Discord message. You're probably gonna be hearing a lot of those in a minute, but yeah, dude, I love this EP. And funny enough, speaking of Cocoa District, I'm actually see if I can find that. I think it's behind my TV. Here it is. I actually have a physical copy of Cocoa District, and I'm gonna do this with Malta Days as well. And for Malta Days, it would make a tad bit more sense, because it would seem like it's more of a demo tape than anything. But I have a physical copy of this, and honestly, I am really willing to ship this out to people if people really want a physical copy of this EP. Same with Malta Days. But I don't think there'll really be a physical a limited release, because I still have a whole bunch of blank CDs, which is of course what I do all this stuff on, and it's literally just a burned CD. See, like, you got the logo right there and everything, and I literally just wrote everything up there, as with all my burned CDs that I have down here, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I of course will be making a physical copy of Malta Days as well. And it may be today, who knows. So let's talk about King of Hearts and Roller Cowards. So Roller Cowards was my first ever song that I've ever created. First ever song. And it's a very not even post-punk. Actually, I guess you probably could say post-punk, if you will. Like, it's very post-punk, a lot more than the songs that you hear on Malta Days, and it only features drums and bass, and a very distorted bass at that. And I think I made that song, a few days after I got my bass. And as you know, it was the only instrument I had, only guitar kind of instrument I had, so I used it and made that song. And also, it was just an idea that I had. And then I made King of Hearts, which is kind of a sequel to Roller Cowards. That's why I'm going to release that as an EP, not as an EP, as a single today. Or like a two-song single, if you will. Sorry. So, yeah, that's that right there, dude. Other than that, that pretty much ends this video. Malta Days comes out tomorrow. I don't know what time, but it does come out tomorrow. I was actually planning on releasing it Friday, but not this time. I'm just going to release it tomorrow. I have work tomorrow, but hey, at least it'll come out tomorrow, right? So yeah, I may not be doing any music related things for a little while, like maybe about, I don't know, a few weeks to a month, because I don't know, after I make like some kind of music, I'm usually burnt out. So yeah. I am very proud of all these songs, dude, and yeah, the EP is finally done after weeks of work. This was a little bit harder to do than Cocoa District, as I said, because, you know, Cocoa District was, you know, a little bit easier than this. Well, a tad bit easier if you don't count the synths and that. But yeah, I am proud of this, and we're gonna try and see if I can get a physical copy today. So yeah, but that being said, thank everybody for watching. Stay tuned for Malta Days being released tomorrow, and I will be releasing Roller Cowards and King of Hearts as a two-song single, if you will, today. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.